We've worked out this long problem step by step through the previous videos in this playlist. Now let's put it all together to solve it. First, we need to start with our parentheses. When we have multiple sets of parentheses, we work from the inside out. So that means first we need to focus on 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 gives me 8. Bring down the rest of my problem. I still have a set of brackets, so I'm still on my parentheses step. So 8 minus 3 comes next, which gives me 5. Bring down the rest of my problem. Now that we're finished with the parentheses, we need to focus on our exponent. 5 squared means I multiply 5 times 5 to give me 25, and from there I can bring down the rest of my problem. Next, we focus on multiplication and division. We saw multiplication and division get solved from left to right, so 8 divided by 4 is our next part. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Bring down the rest of my problem. Then I can do the 25 times 3. 25 times 3 is 75. Bring down the rest of my problem. That leaves us with addition and subtraction. Like before, we saw that works from left to right. So 12 minus 2 comes next, which gives me 10, leaving 10 plus 75 to be my last step. When I add 10 plus 75, that gives me my final solution of 85. That problem had a little bit of everything. Now let's try a few shorter ones. Here we have 12 minus 2 plus 24 divided by 3. Well, parentheses come first, so we'll start with the 12 minus 2. 12 minus 2 gives me 10, so that leaves me with 10 plus 24 divided by 3. There's no exponent, so now I'll move on to multiplication and division. So 24 divided by 3 is next. 24 divided by 3 is 8, so that leaves me with 10 plus 8. So we finish out our addition and subtraction with 10 plus 8, so that means our final solution comes out to be 18. On our next problem, we don't have any sets of parentheses, but we do have an exponent. So we're going to start with 2 squared. 2 squared means I need to multiply two 2's together. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. So that means my problem is now 32 divided by 4 minus 4. Well, multiplication and division come next. I'll have my 32 divided by 4. 32 divided by 4 is 8, so that leaves me with 8 minus 4. The final solution to this problem, 8 minus 4, leaves me with 4. Now we can also have negatives in our order of operation problem. This is where we're going to have to pay close attention to our signs. We're going to start here with negative 1 to the third power with our exponent. So that means I have negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Well, 1 times 1 is always 1, but now we need to watch our sign, because first we'll have negative 1 times negative 1. When two signs match, that comes out to be positive. I have positive 1 times negative 1. 1 times 1 is still 1, but the signs don't match, so that's negative 1. So that means my problem is now 30 minus 6 times negative 4 plus negative 1. So now we can move on to multiplication. 6 times negative 4. Well, 6 times 4 is 24. My signs don't match, so that's going to be a negative 24. So now my problem is 30 minus negative 24 plus negative 1. Well, now we can work from left to right. 30 minus negative 24. Well, to subtract with negatives, that's the same as adding the opposite. So we're going to turn this into plus positive 24. 30 plus positive 24 gives me 54. Our last part is going to be 54 plus negative 1. When we're adding and our signs don't match, I need to take the difference. 54 and negative 1 is going to have a difference of 53. Take the sign of our greater absolute value. 54 is positive, so our solution is going to be positive 53. We can also have fractions within our order of operations. When we have work in the numerator and the denominator, the first thing we're going to do is work to simplify the numerator. I'm going to start with 144 divided by 12. 144 divided by 12 is 12, so that leaves me with 12 times 6 in the numerator and 2 times 4 in the denominator. So I need to continue on with simplifying my numerator. 12 times 6 comes next, so that's going to give me 72 over my 2 times 4. Well, now that I'm done simplifying my numerator, I can now simplify my denominator. I can focus on the 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, so that leaves me with the improper fraction of 72 over 8. Improper fractions can be simplified to lowest terms by dividing the numerator by denominator. 72 divided by 8 is 9, so our final solution on this one comes out to be 9.